Jeez, right in there. Felt good.
Right there.
Right in there. Right up in those guts. In the guts.
Yep. Throw it in for a look.
There you go. How you doing? Nice to see you. We're back. What a lovely day this is. Lots going on today, too, by the way. Like tons going on. We got more Elon Musk versus Apple stuff to get to as I read from my sheet. Not only is it no good for Elon Musk, it's probably no good for Twitter. And we've got big news about that a little later on today. We're also going to talk about the Convoy implosion. That's been a lot of fun to watch, hasn't it, fellas?
I'm not paying any attention. I don't even know why.
Well,
you guys
we'll bring you up to
anymore.
speed.
He gets his news from us.
Yeah, I love a little Schadenfreude on a Tuesday afternoon, dude. It's awesome. Anyway, we're going to talk about that. That'll be fun today. Also, we're going to talk about a new study that says toilet paper is bad for you, which is it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys know this.
We talked about that this morning.
I know, it's fucking crazy.
There was also the butt doctor from Australia, right?
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah.
But also, there was another thing in there, like put a pin in it, that he talked about that I have been saying forever. Okay, I'd like to point out that we turned it into a Dr. Locke segment because it reinforced the point I've been made about taking a dump.
Yeah, okay, good. Time. And it's your favorite subject, so I was counting on you to come in really heavy for the toilet paper breaks.
Coming in hot.
Very hot and steamy and brown and all that stuff. Really excited for that segment. Locke.
By the way, very clean ass right now with the new handheld shower.
Yeah, me too. I got one of those. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it in a couple minutes. We're also going to talk a little bit about what you shouldn't do with your work Twitter account. That's going to be a lot of fun today. And before we get going, Marianne is going to join us. Marianne Iveson from the Let's Take This Outside podcast. Before we get going.
She's outside.
Is it me? Or are you guys noticing a lot of people fighting in drive-through situations recently?
Dude,
like
there's violence everywhere. It's not just drive-throughs.
No, I'm telling you. Like 2 days ago, let's bring Marianne Iveson in. Let's Take This Outside podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Marianne Iveson is back.
Hey.
Marianne.
Hi, everyone.
Marianne. There she is.
Looking forward to talking about poop today.
Yes, we're talking about poop and drive-thrus and Elon Musk and Apple and the Convoy implosion. And you've got your microphone and your lipstick. Here we are. Nice to see you. How are you?
It's aggressive. It's a very aggressive microphone. I know we bring this up every time, but yeah.
But it sounds like
it is. It does. It sounds incredible, but it is very big.
Rogue?
And you got three guys here sitting here going, that ain't us. So
I have a friend who's in TV and who's in media. He's like, it looks stupid. He's like, you need to like remove it. I'm like, nah, it's part of the bit now.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, your dog needs to get out of the house.
Holy shit.
Okay, so Lachlan just about shit his pants. We can fucking put that in the promo. That was a lot of fun to watch.
G-Man. Hey.
But we were talking. Are you going to get that dog? Yeah, you're good. You're good. Let him go. Well, you don't have anything to just let him fucking go. But I was noticing it. So it was like 2-3 days ago, right? I'm in the drive-thru at Tim Hortons. I know you're going to laugh. What the fuck you doing at Tim Hortons? Same thing you're doing, Ryan. It's like on the way. They got one or two things. Okay. I'm just
you shit all over Tim's every time Tim comes up, so he's just getting in front of it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to fucking head it off at the pass lanes. That's all.
Have I given you this PTSD now?
Probably, yeah. I'm afraid to say anything about Tim Hortons, or she's going to jump down my fucking throat. So anyway, I'm at Tim Hortons.
Hear about the bagel you had again in like 2017.
There is some energy. There's some energy here that I don't know what's happening.
Don't worry, we'll figure it out.
I'm having
as long as Ryan gets a couple rides in him, Lachlan's going to have a couple pints. We're going to be just fine. Yeah. So I'm at a drive-thru the other day, Tim Hortons, and I see this finger coming out of the car, and it's like pointing. And then I see this other finger come out of the drive-thru, and they're pointing back. And these two fingers just start pointing at each other like this. It's like a point off. And I open up my window, and all I hear is this: "You can never get anything fucking right in there, you fucking losers." And then I hear this come back: "You don't leave here now, ass. You don't leave here now, ass." And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? First, I didn't understand what the Tim Hortons employee was saying. Shock. Second thing is like, what is the argument? Then the next day, I'm in Starbucks, one of the very few Starbucks drive-thrus. As I go through the Starbucks drive-thru, sure enough, I see a lady banging on the fucking drive-thru window because maybe the coffee isn't made fast enough. She didn't get her pepperoncini super mocha latte skinny fat thing. and lost her mind. Then I see this proliferation of videos coming around. Have you guys seen these? I got to play them for you. Okay. This is kind of exactly what
I'm not in them. Am I? Because if I am, I have
strangely
not.
Enough, you're not.
Strangely enough, great if there was a Lynn's video.
But it's like I did some reading. I did some reading before I show this. I don't know if you guys know this. In 2022, drive-through violence. Yes, there's a category. Drive-through violence is up 200%. Oh. No shit.
Get out of here.
During the during the Christmas season, it spikes to like 300-400%. The daily average. It's unbelievable. Anyway, this happened just the other day. Woman's trying to get a coffee, doesn't like what she got, and she's like, give me my fucking money back. It's unbelievable.
I want my money back! I want my fucking money back! No, I didn't get my fucking coffee!
Do you hear that? She wants her fucking coffee, and she wants it right now. And he's like, you gotta leave.
What's your name? Tell me your fucking name. What is his name?
I didn't know you had a RAV4, Marianne.
What is his name? Because he is getting reported. What's your fucking name?
He's getting deported.
You're a piece of shit, bitch!
Okay, Karen.
Didn't she's the one throwing shit?
Now they're throwing shit at each other, and now she screams because she can't believe this is going on.
This gives me so much secondhand embarrassment for her. Like, this gives me so much secondhand embarrassment, and like my heart is beating out of my chest because that's so stressful. That is such a stressful situation.
Stressful I'm with Mary.
Why am I laughing? Why am I not stressed? Why do I think it's the best?
Oh, yeah, I love being behind it. Like, I love being the guy that was filming it. I've been that guy that's behind it, watching it.
Oh, see, Locke and I are like, oh no, we don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like interactions like that. Like, it's
you don't
where. Oh. No, I don't. I like awkwardness. I don't like violence like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Me out.
Well, it wasn't really that violent. I didn't find it that violent. You want violent? I got violent. This happened at a McDonald's in the United States yesterday. Now,
is this someone going to get shot?
No.
Shots.
Well, maybe one day. Not in this video, though. Like, it looks like this might lead up to like she's going to visit her at her house. I've seen this.
Yeah, this is one. This is I don't know what it is. Maybe it's fat. I don't know what it is about fast food. It's like every time someone gets, it's like leaving. Maybe you're shopping and you're all stressed out, and it's the Christmas season, and you're losing your fucking mind.
I think people have lost their minds. Like,
people are stressed.
Everybody. Everybody's losing their minds.
Post-COVID, Christmas stress. Yeah.
Even the employees are getting into it. This is at a McDonald's in South Carolina. Watch this.
Hey, let them fight, man. Let them fight. Look at him again.
Man, you fucking tied. Get your big ass. Come on, y'all, stop.
Let them fight. Let them fight, man.
That thing went on for 2 and the customer's like, let him fight, man. This is great. I just ordered a Big Mac. I want to watch this shit. That went on
Dean's the guy with the camera. I was the guy in the drive-thru. Did you see him looking through the window trying to see what was going on? And he's pissing himself laughing.
I don't find that entertaining.
I'm with Locke on it too. I don't like that kind of. I don't like the violence.
I know. It's funny because I put it out today, and Max Foster was like, "I don't like that." He told me, he's like, "I don't like that," and then a bunch of other people are like, "I don't like that," and I'm like, "Why do I like it?" It's just say something bad about us. Say something bad about me.
Terrible people.
What do you find it funny? I'm curious because I'm like Marianne. I got instant anxiety as soon as that video starts and I start to see. Well, I don't know what I can sit and watch UFC or boxing because they're in there on their own sort of, but 2 overweight people in a McDonald's kicking the shit out of each other.
That greasy floor too. They
Tuesday
can't keep their footing.
Is just not appealing to me at all. Like, and the
Are
guy
you
filming
serious?
it's like he's
Dude,
getting
you can
a great-
rent UFC on a Saturday night. You watch
Yes.
Ultimate Pugilism. Two guys standing there beating the shit out of each other
Yeah.
for like 3 solid 5-minute rounds.
You know what
Boom,
used
boom,
to
boom,
be?
boom, boom. And
You
you're
know what
like,
used to
and-
get
and
me?
You can watch that
These
and you
people-
love it, but you can't watch a late Karen fucking lose her mind in a drive-through. You
I
can't
find
watch
it hard
two-
to watch. I don't know what it is. I got instant anxiety. Like
Yeah.
just
So,
like
like,
Would
coursing
it
through my
help?
blood.
Would it help that if we watch the entire video, they both kind of go their own way, and then they both come back at the same time, so they're kind of like consenting to the fight again? Would that help, or
The fact that they're
keep
they're
going?
choosing
they
it.
both
Oh,
want to
dude.
keep fighting? Yes,
We didn't even get a quarter of the way through the video. Like,
No, I
like,
can't.
Yeah,
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
I looked
That-
over and
that
I looked
wouldn't
at
help.
I looked at the screen, so split screen. Two guys on the left are pissing their pants laughing, and on the other side of the screen, you guys are like, "What's wrong with the world? I can't believe it."
If I
Marianne?
was in that McDonald's, I would leave. I would leave, or I would call
Me
like
too.
911, or I would. Yeah, no, I would.
For a
I
fight.
couldn't. No, I just couldn't. I couldn't handle it. I would be so. It's like a weird
about your
secondhand
nuggets?
embarrassment and anxiety. Pardon?
What about your nuggets? Like, what if you had already paid at like the kiosk?
Yeah.
Would you still leave?
No, I'd
Yeah,
wait
what
for my
about-
nugs, and then
Yeah,
and then I would,
okay.
then I would leave.
All right, so you're a horrible person too. So stop it.
No,
Stop
well,
trying
like-
to make it like you're better than me.
I would just be like, "Excuse
I don't
me,
feel like it's
excuse me,
better
come
than I don't think I'm
Please.
better than anybody. I
my
just
nuggets.
can't handle I can't handle people that should not be fighting. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is. It's hard to that kind
Hard
of
to watch.
violence. Yeah.
You're nuts. You're nuts.
Did you have you have brothers? You had brothers?
Yeah,
Dean?
yeah.
Mhm.
I got
Maybe that's what it is.
I got a brother.
I said this out loud one time. I said, "You be careful. Like if you're ever going to get into a fight and you're outside a bar, just lean. If you can get this information before you get started, just find out if the guy you're about to throw down with had brothers or not. Because if he did, you're probably going to get your ass handed to you.
Yeah.
Like I had
That's true.
sisters. I never fought. Like we'd throw a shoe at each other every once in a while, right? But like I wasn't in that like fisticuffs from the time I was like 3 years old. Maybe that's what it is.
The
Like I
one
was
time-
raised by women.
So I have an older brother and older sister. My brother and I are 2 years apart. Got along mostly pretty swimmingly. But the one time I tried to physically attack my brother, he grabbed me by the neck and like choke slammed me into the floor. So from then on, I have not no chance. But that's the thing is maybe that's part of it too, is like the confrontation and like the fighting. No, I can't do it. I don't like it.
You know what? I can understand it though. Like, you see the kind of people except for the employee fight. The employee fight, I totally understand because it's like if I worked at McDonald's, the drive-through is always the best gig. Always the best gig. It's like if you work drive-through, all you did was hustle food out to people and fill up fountain drinks. It's all you did. That's it. You didn't have to get greasy. You didn't have good. So that's what that fight was about. The fight in the McDonald's was about who was supposed to be working drive-through that day. One woman was like, "I'm gonna do it," and the other woman was like, "I'm gonna do it." And they're like,
I
"Let's
thought
fight
one of
over
them
the
was
whole
a
thing."
customer.
No, they
No,
were
it
both
was two
employees
employees.
at McDonald's,
Mm.
which is what makes it so fucking funny. But when it comes to the customers who attack drive-throughs around the holiday season, like I said, spikes up to 400%. I know the reason. We've all been Christmas shopping for way too long, right? Like 6 hours. Do you get the shopping sweats? You guys ever get the shopping sweats where you get anxious? You're like, I got to get
I
the
drink
fuck out
through
of
it.
here.
Grant brought that up this
The
morning.
shopping sweats.
You brought it up
yes.
yesterday that
Mm.
he brought it up that he goes, I don't know what it is when I get my hands swell up and they go purple when I go to the malls. And I'm like, that's not good.
Come on.
That's alcoholism. Nothing to do
Yeah,
with the
that's
mall.
different.
We were talking
He goes to
about
the mall on a
places that-
Saturday morning after fucking drinking. It's 26 a
Oh,
ride.
his liver.
That's why his hands are purple.
I always plan mine in malls that have bars. So, and we'll get buddies and we make like a day out of it. And we actually go and we plan it. So we shop, stop, have a pint, and then finish the
Right.
shopping. And then, so it's
If
not
there's like a
as
keg
stressful.
or something. If there's like a
Yeah,
keg,
yeah,
or,
it's like a
some kind of
keg or like
restaurant in
a
there,
something.
yeah.
Like a
O'Brien's,
Shoeless Joe's or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah. I've tried that in the past. That doesn't work because I go
Earl's.
to a bar and then I just sit at the bar.
Yeah. But it's, I don't
That's
know. Do you
happened.
guys get the same?
And
Do you
then-
guys not get the same thing when you go Christmas shopping? I don't know what
Then
you're
I'm
like,
at
Marianne.
Hooters.
I can only speak for
All
myself.
day.
I can't speak for the rest of these guys, but they're probably like me, and you being the only female on the panel today, you might have a different shopping experience. But the idea of waiting around a bunch of stores for like 6-7 hours, standing in line, going store to store to store, picking up a whole bunch of shit, and then you finally get to a fast food joint, and you're like, listen, I just want to get a Big Mac, and they're like, yeah, it's going to be 20 minutes. Of course, you're going to lose your fucking mind. But when it comes to the shopping experience, I don't know what happened, and it must have been the pandemic. But I went Christmas shopping on the weekend. And by like hour 2, I was like, I'm panicking. I got to get the fuck out of here. I can't stand here anymore. I can't stand behind people anymore. And the person I was with, he was like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you getting so stressed out? And I said, because I can't fucking stand here anymore. I can't stand in a line. And it dawned on me that I have zero patience. And I think shopping's for people with patience. Those people, unfortunately, are probably wired a lot like me. Because when I saw that woman lose her mind in the Tim Hortons drive-thru, I was like, she probably just came from a shopping trip for Christmas, because I feel like murdering someone right now myself. I don't know why. Maybe it's a psychopathy. I have no idea. But I can't shop. I get anxious now when I shop. Like in large groups of people going through the mall, wading through different crowds of people, picking up fucking socks and stuff. I'm like, get me out of here. It's like I have a fucking panic attack every time I go shopping now.
I think
shit.
Go, Marianne.
I think COVID definitely did us in for sure.
Yeah.
Just I think for me, it's being around a lot of people. So I'm definitely a planner. So I know exactly what store I'm going to. I know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
I'm in and out. On Friday, I did go Black Friday shopping, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I went and got, I picked out a new mattress, and then I went to the Bay and looked at pillows. I knew exactly what floor I was going to. I got in, I got out. I just knew. Right. But I didn't go through the mall. I walked.
You're not a meanderer.
No, unless it's like a Tuesday at 10 a.m., which I have the luxury of doing sometimes. No, not on weekends. I don't go to Costco on a Saturday. What idiot does that?
He's right here.
I know.
This guy.
I know.
Ding.
But if that's why I love and Locke, I know you can probably do this too, doing a morning show. And when I work for myself, I can go grocery shopping. My favorite time to go grocery shopping is 9:30 on a Monday. It's the best.
Perfect.
I get the whole store to myself. No one's coughing on me. No one's actually. Yesterday I had an
Produce is new. It just got put out.
Yeah.
Produce is new, and even again, I'm not with around people a lot.
Off stuff first thing in the morning because they do it at night. I get it. Yeah, smart.
And I think, and it's not even about COVID anymore. But I went to go to an appointment, and it's like a sports therapist, and he's in an arena, and I'm wearing 18 masks because there's gonna be so many children in there, and they're little germ factories, and everyone is getting sick right now. I just don't want to get sick. Yeah. Right. So I think that's part, there's multiple layers of anxiety. And at this point, I'm not a meanderer unless it's actually, unless it's again, Tuesday at 10 a.m. Right. Not a Saturday. I can't, it's too many people, too much stimulation, too many lights, too many people, too many.
Holy fuck. You guys are soft as fuck.
No, she's had a major concussion. She can't be around tons of people.
All of
she's different.
Jesus Christ.
Lynn's is a shopper.
I'm listening to you guys. This is like a fucking group meeting. What's wrong with you?
I hate shopping so much.
Jesus.
I literally, if this is group, I'd like to share a couple more things.
I went to a Home Sense. Sorry, Locke. I'm just going to say, going to a Home Sense.
You guys are the ones beating up drive-through people.
Going to a Home Sense on Wednesday at noon is different than going to Home Sense on a Saturday. So it's more about the surroundings and less to do with where I am. It's more to do with how many people are there. Just everyone's just grabbing shit and just spitting on each other.
Yeah.
I must not have been to that part of town. I've never seen people spitting.
Home Sense, by the way, it's another poop trigger for me. Home Sense.
Yeah, shit. Oh, it's like the IKEA.
McDonald's again. I hate to bring it up, but I can't go into a McDonald's and not poop. I actually go through the drive-through because I know that if I go in and I see all those yellow seats,
it's going to trigger your asshole.
And then I'm going to want to.
That's not the shitty food.
No, never.
I can hold down. I can hold down a McDonald's. Any kind of you just feed it to me. It's good.
Anyway, I wanted to bring that up because I think just a PSA, everybody needs to relax. I know it's shopping season. Get in and out. These are all good tips. Go first thing in the morning. If you're like me and you're a panic shopper where you're like, fuck, I hate all these people already. I just want to get out of here. Go early in the morning. All that good stuff. And then relax with a couple of Hallmark movies. I love them. You do too. We all love them. I'm going to watch one this afternoon.
What are you gonna watch?
No, you're
They're on
new
right
Lindsay
now.
Lohan one, maybe. I'm gonna watch the new Lindsay Lohan Christmas movie tonight.
So it's actually one of my favorites because the acting is okay. Can I give you synopsis first of why it's so
for
great?
Sure. Yeah.
So first of all, no one wants to be there. None of the actors want to be there. No one is clearly excited about this film whatsoever. I'm happy though that Lindsay Lohan looks healthy. I will say that she looks healthy and happy.
Can we just bring up the fact that we're talking about fucking Hallmark movies again?
We are talking about it.
This is like 3 days straight.
Hold on, Locke. We're going to talk about this. But Lindsay Lohan essentially, like, she gets this major like brain injury, doesn't know who she is, and then this guy brings her back to his
real life.
No,
movie.
It's in the movie, in the Hallmark movie.
And she still gets jobs.
Brings her back to this ski lodge that he owns, and like no one's bothering to like find who she is or where she belongs. And I'm like, why isn't
it sounds like a psychological thriller actually
figure out where Lindsay Lohan belongs? I am so upset about it.
Was there a line about
handsome
lotion?
guy shows up at the group home, finds that shopper that went nuts, he's gone crazy, and he just takes her to a cabin.
So wait. The premise of the Lindsay Lohan Hallmark Christmas movie is some guy runs into her and she's a brain injury victim. Is that correct?
You'll find out. You have to watch it and get back to me.
I can't wait.
Get
Oh
back
my
to me
god!
on that. That's how I.
in.
I'm so watching this.
Is she like in a wheelchair and stuff, or is she drooling? Like, is she that brain injured?
No, what's upsetting as someone who's had a brain injury is that her only symptom after waking up at the hospital is her memory loss. I'm like, bullshit.
Yeah.
That is a lie.
She should have peed herself 9 times by now.
And then a Christmas miracle, right? A little fucking snow globe or whatever it was is what brought all her memories back.
Oh,
so
nice.
Not to ruin it.
I'm so gonna watch it. I know it's about a brain injured Lindsay Lohan.
I wasn't sure if we were talking real life or
same here. I swear to God, I thought it was like, oh wow, good for her. She got a
real life is that she's still on PCP and she has to go to jail and she gets saved by the bailiff. That's the real life one.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys? Well, Dean, you were in it. Did you guys see the video of Dean? Was it your bedhead presser, right? That you're wearing the scarf.
Yeah,
you're wearing this really cute festive scarf, and that brought me down a rabbit hole. And I made this comment actually, Ryan, please, if you don't mind, ringing it up. Hallmark movie ready with that scarf. Yeah. This was Saturday. Got a lot of comments, got a lot of likes on it. And Abe brings us up. Abe says, I think Dean's movie would be 2 star-crossed lovers meeting at a rally or convoy protest. Can their political views overshadow their undying love? On Christmas, can't forget that part. Dean Blundell, Karima Saad, and Tamara Leach star in Christmas Convoy.
Oh, that's nice. Look at that.
There it is.
So what I do is I immediately reach out to DaCosta and say, dude, can we make this happen?
Oh, he put PP in the truck.
So you see, PP's in the truck. That wasn't my idea. That was DaCosta's idea. Yeah. So we have Christmas Convoy 1. There's another rendition of this tour, Convoy Christmas. Yeah. We have this lovely
Christmas
lovely
Convoy. You look good in a V-neck, Dean.
Yeah, I retired those a while ago. I still look good in those, I think.
You missed the scarf in that one. You could have used the scarf. It was cold there. I don't know if there's a scarf that could cover that.
Tammy looks good. And then
the last time I wore a V-neck?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm the same. If I get them, I wash my car with them.
Go ahead, Marianne.
There's also a sequel, I think.
Convoy, Locked Up and in Love Convoy Christmas 2.
These are good.
Those are really good.
That's our DaCosta. That's our in-house memologist.
Yeah.
She's got a fuck Trudeau tattoo.
Did she really bring that up again? I didn't.
Our chief memologist.
It's the subtle stuff.
Why does she look like Kelly Ripa in this one? It's like if you bought Kelly Ripa on Wish.
Yeah. She's the Wish.com version of Kelly Ripa. And she smells
Somebody
like
said
Mark
she looks like the lady from Whoville because the way her nostrils kind of point out instead of down.
Yeah,
I say she looks like one of those people from Whoville. From the
I tell you what, you Photoshop her face onto anybody from Orange Is the New Black, and she's actually not that bad looking. Like not that bad. Anyway,
what do you think of starring in a movie with Tammy, with Miss Tammy? Are you into that?
Yeah, I would do a movie with Tammy Lish. I would do a movie with her if there was a movie to be had. You'd have to watch her like a hawk, though. She'd be stealing shit off the
Watch
craft
your
table.
wallet. Yeah. Keep your actually unvaccinated people aren't allowed in on movie sets. Still.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
no, I would,
Sorry,
but
can't
she's
make
not
it.
vaccinated, so we can't do it. But speaking of the Convoy losers, did you watch a show yesterday, Marianne? Did you see that Tom Marazzo up and quit the Convoy and they got in a big fight?
I love this.
Isn't it?
Watched it.
Isn't it incredible?
Several times, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I found out what that was from, by the way. I found out what the audio was.
Oh, we were talking about what if it was a podcast or
no, it was a Zoom meeting of all the organizers, and they had a Zoom meeting just before the Public Order Emergency Commission concluded. The Emergency Act concluded, and it went so poorly. They had an all hands on deck phone call with all the organizers. This was part one. This is Tom Marazzo quitting the entire movement. If you remember, he was the idiot that we had on the show a couple. Actually, I shouldn't call him an idiot. A lot of people fucking hate him.
I thought you were his friend. Aren't you friends?
I'm not really his friend, but I feel sorry for him. Like in the way that you would see like a stray dog outside and you'd be like, fuck, should I bring that guy in or just like leave a bowl outside? Because it's kind of the human thing to do. Like that's kind of how I feel about anybody.
I'm very conflicted today because I mean you're sitting there laughing at two McDonald's employees exchanging blows.
Well, I don't know them.
Okay.
So it's easy, right?
But we're
it's
okay with Tom.
Just calm down up there, Mother Teresa.
Yeah, relax, Mr. fucking
Holy
all
shit.
of a sudden you're the peacemaker. Dude, you're the worst. You're the worst. You're just trying to tell me I'm the worst. The worst can't tell me that I'm the worst.
Every once in a while I just need to point out other people's insecurities and just to
Locke,
sort of
I have to say every time I'm on the show with you.
Yeah.
Every time I'm on the show with you, Locke, I like you a little bit more. I will say that.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary.
That
was my goal.
Yeah. Can
just
I get people
Marianne
to
like me a little
one
bit
show
more.
at a time? Anyway, this is Tom quitting the movement with BJ the other day. It's fucking great audio. Have a listen. We've got part 2 coming up after this. Very interesting.
Okay, this is the pretty much the last thing I'm going to say about it. BJ, if you want all of the glory, all the attention, if you want it, you can have it. I gladly, whatever has ever graciously come my way, it's all yours. You can have it. I have never been attacked so much in my life by people that say they're on the freedom side than I have in the last 3-4 months since you got a bug up your ass about me. So take it. It's all yours. I'm out. I'm walking away from this shit. It's all yours, BJ. Good luck with it.
You did your job. You came in, you sabotaged us all. Great. Now go off into the sunset because you're not wanted. And you can take that piece of shit Keith Wilson with you as well. What a piece of garbage.
Oh, I ended it early. Anyway,
he goes on to say how he hates.
Yeah, he was like, I hate this city so much.
Wasn't he? He was in front of the he was in
glory.
And he was in front of Parliament Hill when he filmed that, right?
Yeah.
Or when he said that.
Yeah.
There's nothing on Parliament Hill, right? He was in Ottawa. Yeah. There's nothing that brings me greater joy than watching the people who ruined my life and other people's lives, thousands of people's lives for like a month, just fighting. There's nothing that brings me more joy than the inner.
Does it really feel good? Does it make you feel good?
Genuinely,
really?
yeah. So this is me.
Each other?
Does that make me evil? Am I the evil one now for feeling so good about?
Not at all. No.
That's Schadenfreude.
Lachlan will try and make it out like you are evil, but you're not.
No, hold
it's
on.
the best feeling in the world when you watch the people who hurt you fucking start kicking the shit out of each other because they were all illegitimate assholes to begin with. It's like, I totally get it. This is the Schadenfreude you've been looking for. Locke, what were you going to say before we get to part 2?
I was just going to say, Marianne, listen, I wouldn't suggest you're swimming in the asshole waters, but you're in a boat paddling through them. With that statement,
I'm in a boat paddling through them, just being on this show. I don't need to say anything. I'm in.
Well, that actually, yes, we do get that quite a bit. Yeah.
And Linz, you're gonna like part 2 because you loved part 1 yesterday.
Yeah,
part
I didn't hear part 2
includes their lawyer Keith Wilson, who blocked me a long time ago. I didn't even fucking know that.
He's also under investigation, I believe, by the association, the
Is
bar
this the
association
guy
in
that
Canada.
said that the Enterprise guy was a Nazi?
No, that's a different guy. That's Brendan Miller. That was
same crowd though.
In camp.
Same group.
Yeah.
Keith is the lead lawyer from the JCCF. He was the guy that threw the big party for Tammy Lish where Rex Murphy came in and they all gave her a big award.
Okay.
Remember that? Yeah, he's a lawyer. So anyway, Keith is on Team Tom. Just to kind of fill you in. Keith is in this clip, and he's trying to talk to BJ Dichter. BJ Dichter wants none of Keith. He's like, "Go fuck yourself, Keith." And then he and Tom go back and forth. And this is a bit of a longer clip, but this is again at right after the conclusion of the Emergency Act hearing, Zoom meeting with all the organizers and their lawyers, where they literally lit each other up, blamed each other for fucking everything. And there's more. There's not just a little bit. Like, there's more coming out. At Mayor TV, by the way, is where you can watch this. But this is part 2. It's incredible.
I don't know what you're up to, my friend. I have no grievance. But here's I can tell everybody exactly.
You're the biggest backstabbing snake I've ever met in my entire life.
So, well, this is what
we've endured for months now with this.
You
guy.
were a volunteer that showed up on the 5th of February.
Was asked to come.
No authorization to go start doing meetings with the city with Doug Ford's best friend on
Who's
our
Doug
behalf.
Ford? Who's Doug Ford's best friend?
Dean French. And don't give me the shit that they had a falling out, because that's and I know it's shit because I know these people better than you do. So nobody gave you the authorization to go meet with the police and the head of the city, and you didn't tell us that, did you?
Okay, listen, dude.
Did you tell me that? And they went and did things anyways because they had already started negotiating, and they didn't tell us that.
And that brings me to my last point, and it's a blunt one. Rats aren't welcome in Alberta. And Tom, you can stay in Ontario.
We got a tough guy.
This is like pornography for me. It's like surpassed. It's surpassed Sean Freud at this point.
Did it get out of hand?
Like, that's good.
Is it? Do we know like what the fallout of that was? Like, do we know, or do we just have audio of this? How did you get your hands on a Zoom meeting?
Oh, I have the entire meeting in my computer.
Yeah.
Who would have sent that to you?
I know people. See, here's the thing. When you fight fascism as we have for the last 2 years, you see it through.
Is that what we're
doing
doing here?
It doesn't matter what everybody else says about me. We see the fight against fascism all the way through. You see what I'm all about? I'll tell you what I'm all about. I'm all about taking the stupid things people do and beating the shit out of them with it. It's the best.
Okay, so
let me give you more context. As soon as the emergency hearing's done, all the organizers are furious with their legal team.
Yeah.
Furious. BJ hates everybody. Tom hates everybody. The other losers, who knows? Who gives a fuck? Pat King? I don't know. He's probably still washing out his stump. Who cares? My point is this. Every one of those fucking douchebags was on a phone call. All those fascist pricks were on a phone call, and they were all on the same Zoom call. And it was a 2-hour knockdown, drag-out fight.
Yeah,
about
like they
who
went
fucked up, who didn't tell who met with this guy. They found things out during the hearing that nobody else knew, and everybody was out going rogue, and BJ had this plan. It is the best fucking 2 hours of video you will ever watch in your life, and there's nothing to watch, just that sound bar. And Marianne, if you thought that was pornographic, wait till I send you the whole file of them losing their fucking minds on each other, going,
we're
going to jail.
Just knowing that that there was inner fighting, even though they just like caused so much havoc, just knowing that they hate each other and that there's so much inner fighting is the best. It's honestly it's so good. Like I didn't think that it would ever get to this point, but the fact that we have proof of it is nice.
Okay, Lachlan,
lick my nuts, Linz. Go ahead.
I have a question that
I didn't do that.
Who did that?
Oh no, he changed his thing to lick my nuts, Linz. That's what he changed.
Judge Judy. Okay,
yeah. I wasn't.
So anyway, here's the thing that I'm a little confused by.
Yeah.
With the end of the end of the inquiry, it just sort of ended. The Emergencies Act's inquiry ends.
Yeah.
We haven't even got a really good indication of the final result. Like, I mean, we got a sense, but no one said, all right, this is it. And there wasn't this like real heavy duty conclusion. We still
February,
haven't
apparently.
got, we haven't got that. It's going to be months before they give any sort of.
So this is a bad
and
sign.
It's fairly obvious. It's fairly obvious to me that they're going to say, yes, it looked like this was something that needed to happen, and we can all move on with our lives, blah, blah, blah. So a majority of the country, I don't even know how to label what it is that I feel about it. It just seems
you didn't
obvious
watch it
to me.
Well, you didn't watch the hearing. You mean like no? But if you watched it, you got like I watched it off and on for 6 weeks, and I fucking hated it. Like hated it. It was a pain in the ass. What I got out of it was this was a perception war. Every one of the people that were involved with this convoy and organizing it are attached to their masters. It was illegal. It was dangerous. They are all liars. They are all cheats. And what really came out is that Ottawa police absolutely were helping them. And there was an admission of that the Ottawa Police Service and the OPP were so fucking useless. And they were so compromised that they were helping these degenerates. Now, these degenerate fascist loser dickheads that showed up to ruin Mary Ann's life and the life of thousands and thousands and thousands of people for a month last winter. They are all fighting, yelling, screaming, tweeting. I mean, there's a reason we see these ops every day about how much Trudeau's the new Hitler, right? There's a reason we see it. And the reason we see it is because they lost and they can't stop with the perception war because they don't want the actual result. And the result, and you can mark my words on this, the EA Act thing is going to come back and they're going to say Trudeau was totally justified. It was a CSIS order, had to happen for the good of this country. Those people came too long. It was an illegal protest, and that will be the end of that. And then we're into scarlet letter territory, where you've got some people that will never work again. You have it now. You've got some people who are going, and trust me, this wasn't a trial. This was a hearing. There are dozens of trials still to come for organizers and other douchebags that were involved in this.
But the question I have is, did these people honestly think that the inquiry was going to come out any other way, and that that everybody in the country was just going to go, "Oh, I get it now.
Fuck Trudeau."
Yeah. Did they honestly?
Trudeau. Oh, okay. Oh, got it. Oh, yeah. Finally, okay. I get it. I'm on board.
That's a great question.
Did they honestly think that this was going to be some shift culturally, where the whole country all of a sudden got on board and we're all gonna storm the Capitol now and take over the country?
Yes.
Why one of the talking points, the constant precursors to everything that they said was, "Oh, you wait and see. You wait and see. You wait," and we all waited. We didn't see anything.
Wait for the Emergency Act hearing. Remember that? Prior to the hearing, it'll all come out in the hearing. You know what came out in the hearing? Their lawyers are corrupt as them.
Oh, the truth is coming.
Got sued in the middle of it for lying, and now they're all infighting, telling their own lawyers to fuck off because it went so poorly. To your question, did they think that they would get some justification that everybody in this country would go, you know what, you're right. We did. Yes, they did. They all did. Tom Marazzo did. We've talked to him about it. Where I'm like, what do you expect of this thing? And he's like, we're going to be vindicated. I'm like, holy fuck, are you serious? You really think that's going to happen? He goes, absolutely. I'm like, buckle up, dude, because you're going to get fucked. And then he blocked me halfway through the EA hearing because he was lying on Twitter about not blocking anything. I'm like, there's a report that came out that 13 kids couldn't get fucking chemo that week, by the way, Tom. So you're lying about it. Then he blocked me, and then the infighting starts. All of them fighting. Now, Tom has actually, and I will say this out loud, Tom has actually offered to feed me information about them. I've gotten nothing from him, but he has offered, and I can show you the text. Hey, listen, I'll get this guy to contact you if you need any more information. And I'm like, I'm good, because I've got other guys that have more information. What's that? What's so funny?
You just totally threw Tom Marazzo under the bus.
Oh yeah, I don't care anymore.
I sort of thought that too just now.
He just.
Are we on the air yet?
He has not told. No. But here's the thing: I haven't taken him up on it, and he hasn't given me information. He has offered.
Don't trust that guy.
Why the fuck do you think I didn't get anything? From
Yeah, but
him?
are you kidding? Right now is probably about the only time I would trust any words that came out of his
Tom?
mouth because he's so fucking pissed. He's so pissed. He's. Remember what we said about Pat King? Pat King was going to sing like a fucking canary when he found out he was sold out.
Yeah,
they sold Marazzo out. He's going to sing like the fucking like an opera singer. It's going to be great. I can't wait.
Get him on the show.
There's a part of me though that still thinks that there are people who think that they're going to be vindicated when it comes out. I still think there's some people so far down that I do believe that there's people so far down the rabbit hole that still think that it went well. Yeah. I bet you there are still people.
You think there's people out there that watch that were part of the convoy? They're like,
yeah,
oh yeah,
these people are so far out to lunch.
Yeah, including their own lawyer.
They are so far out to lunch. They are so in this land, like this crazy fantasy land, right? So there's a part of me that still thinks that people are like, yeah, we're gonna be vindicated.
Well, look at the lawyer that did the interview with Justin Trudeau, because Brendan Miller, I guess, was asked not to, and they put that lady lawyer in there the next day, and
she was shit.
Absolutely. And then what did she do the next day on Twitter? Hey, Justin Trudeau, miss me yet? With a winky face. Like she won. She's the pigeon that shows up at the chessboard, knocks all the pieces off, shits on it, and then claims victory.
Yeah.
That's what these people have done this entire
That's all
time.
of them. But that's all of them, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Like, Locke, to your point, where they're like, we're going to win. You guys, you wait and see. Wait and see. We're going to win. They got soundly ass whooped for 6 weeks. Ass whooped. I mean, if you watched it and you had no idea what was going on, you're like, are they really debating any of this stuff with these people? Like, it was a fucking ass whooping.
I never even, because I don't pay attention to them propping themselves up, or I just ignored. I kind of blocked all that out. So it just seemed so obvious to me that this was where it was gonna go. Right? Like that. It seems mind-boggling to me.
That's because you're normal. You're a normal thinking, normal person. These people are not normal.
It's bizarre. It really is.
What we've been telling you these people are not terra firma. None of them are. You cannot be a reasonable individual, right? There are 3 things, and we've gone through this a couple of times, that make normal human beings normal. Your animal instinct, right? Your intellectual instinct, and then your ability to reason. All 3 of those things are super important when it comes to being a reasonable person. Those people do not have the ability to reason, never did, never have. And they went and found lawyers that not only didn't have the ability to reason, but thought, you know what? These guys have $8 million in a Give Send Go account. Yeah, maybe they'll be good for our retainer.
Haven't we had enough benchmarks along the way? Enough signposts? Enough indication that what happened? Like that's the thing that I'm shocked about.
It's a cult. It's a cult.
It is. It's exactly what it is. It's a cult.
They're so far in the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cult.
And now they're killing each other.
So the point of the Zoom meeting that you got was, did you get a sense that it was brought to any, like, was there any real reason other than just to scream at each other? Like, it was towards the end of it.
It was like the second the gavel came down, Justice Rollo was like, okay, we're done. We'll see you in February with the results and my report and all that stuff. And then they all went into a big boardroom. They all sat and met. Tom was there. Keith was there. BJ was on the phone. And there were a couple of women. I think you heard Tammy Lish's voice in there going, guys, stop yelling. Guys, stop, please.
Were they trying to plan the next one, 2.0, that's coming in 2023? Maybe
they were all angry because so much stuff had come out during the hearing and cross-examinations about Tom, about BJ, about actions others had taken and no one had knew. And of course they lost, right? And they lost on the merits of fucking legitimate information and, unclassified documented information.
Irrefutable receipts,
Yeah, so it's like, fuck, and they have you can't argue with that. And so all they did was argue with themselves over who let who down, and it lasted forever. forever. BJ screaming at Tom, fuck you.
Yeah.
Calling Keith Wilson. BJ's calling their lawyer a piece of shit, a fucking backstabber, a fucking snake.
Wow.
You fucked us. You screwed us. You screwed us all.
Yeah.
I had this in the bag. It was fucking awesome.
They all had
Like,
to go to
awesome.
they had to go to the Hasty Market like 5 times to get more prepaid cell phone cards just to keep
Yeah.
the meeting going. It was pretty crazy.
So you have the whole meeting? Like,
I do.
and is anybody, does anybody in the media have it?
No.
I can't see anybody with, like, who would do anything with that?
Me.
I know you,
Us?
but I'm just
Us.
saying
These
anybody.
guys.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like what CBC would never touch this. Global would never touch this. CTV would never touch this. I'm wondering
It's
if
because
it'll
it's really
get
funny. It's because it's
if it'll
hilarious.
get out
Yeah.
past this point, right?
They
'Cause
would.
This
They might talk
is
about it, but I
pretty-
don't see them putting a special or like an actual column out about how their infighting is, detonating their movement. I just don't see how they would preface the story. Like, how would you even approach that?
Well, Marianne nailed it. She's like, it's because it's funny. Like,
Yeah.
the only thing you can do with this is laugh. Like, you can't. This
Yeah.
isn't a real news
That's our
story. It's like,
department.
hey, does anybody
That's
want to
true,
see
it's
these
not
fucking
real.
losers who just lost yelling, screaming at each other? Anybody
Yeah.
want to hear? That's
The
the
reason-
news story. For us, it's like, look at these fucking idiots. Nobody else can do
Yeah.
that. Can't do it
How-
in the Star. Can't do it in the news. Can't do it on the radio. You just can't. Yes. Marianne, go ahead.
How many of these, like, in my head, I'm dreaming right now. How many of these people in this meeting are going to end up in jail or be charged or like
There's a few.
But-
There's a few that are
Candy.
facing some pretty serious shit
Chris.
right now that were on that call.
And
There's
yeah,
probably a
in my
handful.
head, I just think they're all criminals, right? I don't know if
Yeah.
that's true, but
Yeah, I
in
know.
my head, I think that that all of these people just maybe are realizing that maybe there are some consequences.
Yeah.
Maybe, right?
You know what? I think where my head's going with this is it would be interesting to see somebody shine a light on this outside of this podcast. And I know there won't be light shone on it, but it just seems like something that needs to be presented to the general public on some level so people can just see how dysfunctional the whole thing was.
Yeah.
Mm.
Not that we need any more proof that this was not a legitimate thing, that this was never going to work, or that there wasn't a lot of substance to what they had, what they thought they were doing with it. But it would be nice. You said it's a 2-hour meeting.
Not quite. I got like 5 or 6 different clips, but it's significant. There's a lot.
We should
of
just
time
play
in this.
them one at a time all week. I'm guessing this
We'll
probably
run a
your plan.
special.
But I think-
5-part special, yeah.
Yeah.
and at the end of it, maybe you should just release somehow. I don't know. Could you legally though? Could you put this up on YouTube?
Oh fuck yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Of course you can.
Yeah. It's a matter of public interest. So I didn't here's how it works in this space. It's a little is it greasy? I don't know. It's not for me to decide. I get clips from other people and I will take
Exonerated.
their clips and I will put them out for people because
know.
it's like if there's any legal like gray area, I want it to be someone else's stuff, not
That
ours.
sounds
That's why I
sounds
played-
familiar.
Played the Mayor TV's version of it because he did a great job putting these things together, right? They're just great clips. But I know that person that has that account also has a whole bunch of the audio as well. So, and as to why someone hasn't picked it up, who knows? I mean, it's just not a news story. You can't do anything with it other than mock it, make fun of it, and enjoy the Schadenfreude. Marianne,
But I
Are
also
you-
think there's a select port. Sorry, Mariana. I'll
okay.
finish quickly. There's a select group
No,
of
he
people
won't.
in the country that that cared enough about this to digest the names and follow along. Right? Like, I'm sorry, I'm playing catch up whenever we start talking about this because is that guy weird? Like, is he
Yeah.
one of the original organizers? I didn't follow this closely enough, and I know there's a percentage of there's a small percentage of the population, a lot of people from back east that followed this to the point where they know names, they know when they were involved, how they were involved, right? Like, they've got a storyline all figured out, right?
Right.
And that's part of the problem too, because if you start playing clips with just a bunch of people yelling and swearing at each other, and no one's really sure who's who, right? Even though they're calling each other out. I wish there was a way of presenting this to the general public, like the people in the center of the country, to know that, okay, this really,
Marianne's next.
There's still a lot of people out there that give that thing that happened in Ottawa more credit than I think it deserves, in my opinion.
Well, then it's up to us to share the fuck out of that audio. So we'll make sure that we do that today. Marianne, you're next. My apologies.
I don't remember, actually.
Okay.
I know he went on so quick that we all forgot what we were going to say.
It literally, I felt that there was like a bubble of a thought bubble, and it like just drifted off.
See you later. Well, because Lachlan said he'd be quick, and he took like 12 minutes to go.
Oh, that's okay.
That's not.
Well, like 8.
It was like 45 seconds.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So here's the other thing: consequences, right? We're talking about consequences, and I think, to your point, Marianne, I think by and large, the audio that we heard of the convoy organizers going, "It's your fucking fault. No, it's your fault. No, you fucked up. No, you fucked up. Fuck you. I quit." I got shit posted today by a guy, which happens daily, and as you know me, guys, like I don't give a fuck,
Rare.
right? If it's
rare,
entertaining, I'll get into it. Twitter, yeah, I know it's rare. Doesn't happen very often.
All accolades usually.
But the guy who shit posted me did it from his work account.
I don't think it's his work account. I think it's his personal account, but he plasters his work all over it.
Sponsorship sales manager, Oshawa Generals, Brian
That's right.
Park.
Brian Park, the sponsorship sales general manager, shit posted me today and asked me why I'm so fucking lame. And I'm like, okay, no big deal. And then I saw that I look, as you do, you look on the thing, and it's like, wait a second, this guy works for the Oshawa Generals, the OHL hockey club, owned by really good people.
Yeah, aren't we friendly with them?
Very friendly.
I wonder what his nickname was when he played hockey.
Parky, probably Parky. So
okay,
this guy comes after me today, and I'm like, come get your guy, Oshawa Generals. I just tweeted it, like, come get your guy, like, get him out of here. And Jesse Miller and about 5,000 other people jumped on this guy. And Jesse Miller is like Mr. Internet. He's like a social media educator. 5 minutes after we shit posted him, this appears.
Oh
boy. Parky's gone.
Parky's gone.
Parky doesn't exist anymore.
And there's a lesson here, and I want to give you the lesson. First of all, a big hearty congratulations to the people with the Oshawa Generals. What a lovely group of people. They just posted a thing and said, hey, we're really sorry. We take this seriously. We got rid of the guy. Thank you, Dean and Jesse, for bringing this to our attention. They said, we've reached out to this employee, and next steps will be taken regarding an effective social media policy as we further the education on the importance of bettering rather than contributing to the existing culture. Isn't that nice?
So what did he say to you again?
He just told me I was fucking lame. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I know I'm lame, but dude, you can't come to my work and take a dump on my desk from your work account without me coming to your work and taking a dump on your desk. That's
Do you
how
think
it
he
works.
did he get fired?
I don't know if he got fired.
Or just like a social media training?
He's going to get some training.
No, he'll just get hauled into a room and go, what do you do? You're bringing negative attention we don't need.
Well, you should have seen the rest of his timeline. I wish it was still up so you can all go and take a look at it. It was like,
it's not good.
It was like January 6th all over in that timeline.
Oh, it took that long?
Masks don't work. Vaccines are bullshit. Like just the entire everything you can. I guarantee you he was at the convoy.
And it took that long for them to take down his stuff, though. Well, maybe because Dean brought it to their attention.
I don't think anybody called him out. Yeah.
Right? Because Dean finally called it to their attention.
That's exactly what happened. I mean, how many companies, Marianne, do you know that are actively keeping an eye on what their employees are watching or are saying on social media or any platform for that matter, right?
All of them. Dude, this is
no. I don't think they are.
This is what Jesse put up because he went through his Twitter account. He's like, if the OHL hockey is serious about addressing toxic themes in hockey, Oshawa Generals need to start here with this employee. Kate says, where are all the white people in commercials today? Brian Park, old Parky's like, quote, white people and straight people are not in fashion these days.
Yeah. Entire timeline full of this.
Oh, Parky.
Yeah. Okay. It's not because he called you lame
No, they went
this
and
is the
looked.
stuff. This I'm like, that's not that bad. So in my head, I'm like, that's not. He's called you lame. Whatever. It's the racism is what's the problem.
and the misinformation. And,
It's the
Well, I
racism.
find that the people
with the
that
big
do come
Oshawa
after
Generals
me-
logo.
and
and
the
it's super
bigotry.
simple, right?
Yeah.
Like they come after you, they say stuff because I'll put out a tweet. It's like, hey, we need to stop fascism because it's what we do here. We stop fascism, and someone will be like, go fuck yourself. I liked you better when you were on the radio. Grow some balls and stuff like that. But all those people tweet from like anonymous accounts. Parky's big mistake was tweeting from an account that had his name, his employer's address,
His work photo.
Yeah.
I bet you I could find his LinkedIn. I should look him up on LinkedIn right now.
I guarantee you he's there.
I'm gonna find him.
Yeah. He won't be there for long. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
We do have to bring the temperature down. I keep bringing it up, but I mean, I think it's.
I thought that's what I did.
Definitely. Well,
That's
no.
exactly what you did. You extinguished a fucking racist piece of shit from the social media landscape. That's bringing the temperature down, I think.
Should I follow him? Should I
Yeah,
follow
give
him
him
on
a quick follow.
LinkedIn?
Yeah. Give him a
Should I
quick
see if he
little
does any racist things on LinkedIn? Maybe.
I guarantee he doesn't because you can't do it on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like hardcore normal. I will say this about LinkedIn too. Is anybody else on LinkedIn? You guys
Not
know?
anymore.
I
had to get rid of it.
So did I. I opted out of
It's
every
mine?
email, and they still email me every single.
It is
Oh my
okay.
God.
I'm on
Every
almost.
You coming
single
back?
goddamn day.
You coming
Yeah.
back to LinkedIn? You coming back? Someone here was looking at your profile. Come look at it. There's a job for you. I'm like, no, there's no jobs for me. No one likes me. No one's hiring me.
I'm on almost every social media except for TikTok and LinkedIn. Even though Twitter is a pile of garbage of human beings, LinkedIn is my least favorite social media because everyone is super fake. Everyone just everyone's
Oh.
incredibly fake,
I'm
and
glad you said it.
and it's creepy as hell. I'm like afraid to look at people's profile because they'll know I was looking at it. And
It's
then
like
I
a
can see
middle-aged
weirdos.
losers meat market is what it is.
And then
right?
there's guys like sending me
It's
DMs
weird,
being
yeah.
like, I'd like to take you out for coffee for a sales meeting. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Oh, really? I don't get
I'm
any of that.
I'm not interested in that.
I
You
get
get any dick
Oh,
pics
really?
on LinkedIn? You get any
no
weird
dick
shots on
pics.
there?
No. I
They're
really
professional about
I
their
almost
trolling there.
never get dick pics.
They're business-like about how they
It has
Zoom
a bow
babes.
tie on it. I get dick pics.
Does
It has a suit on in it. It's got like a collar.
Not the worst thing.
Oh,
Dress
I
up your
can't do it.
dick.
What happened
It's
to you, Dean?
Christmas.
You used to be cool.
This is what we get sent to us and the social media team constantly. We
I
get
love it.
what happened to Dean? So this is all we reply with is this one.
What happened to Dean? You used to be cool. Yeah. No, I grew up, and I'd highly recommend that everybody else do it at the same time.
I never
I
listened
want
to
to close. What's that? Go ahead.
I never listened to your radio show, but I think you're pretty funny now.
Yeah,
I
I
think
know
you're
I
pretty
am.
cool.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
welcome.
it.
You know what I think? The thing with Dean was
Very much so.
if you listen to his show in the past, and I had the pleasure of hearing what Dean used to do on The Edge in Toronto, there was a sense that he was coming into work every day. And maybe this is just because I understand what the attempt is, but there was a ultimate goal when he sat down at the chair and turned the mics on. And you could feel that energy from him, right? Like he was trying to shock people. And I don't know, I always got an underlying sense of your morality based on how you approached things. Like I think you tend to be a little hard on yourself at times about what you used to be and what you used to represent.
I agree.
There has to be, when people reach a certain level of success in the broadcasting world, there has to be a sense of, there has to be a likableness to them, like, and to her. You like, even if that person is awful at times or says awful things or says shocking things, there has to be an underlying current of, and Dean had that in spades. Howard Stern's another example of that. When I listened to Howard Stern back in the day and I'd hear clips of him, I always got a sense that, you know what, that guy, he's probably a pretty decent guy. I get what he's doing here, and he
He's
is
big
mad
softy.
about this, but he is,
And he really is, yeah.
Dean had that. When you hear stories about Dean, if he just told you a story about a break he did, 10, 15, 18 years ago, you might go, what?
Yeah,
You did
because
that?
it's out of context.
I think though, I've told him this multiple times, that I probably wouldn't have liked that version of him.
I
Well,
don't.
'cause he
I
was
don't.
an arrogant dick.
No,
Exactly.
I think you would have. I know. I you got to listen
he
to
was-
it.
I'm
There's
kidding.
still stuff kicking around. You can find it, but it's funny though how you you grow up and it just evolves. We've not changed as people. I don't think Dean's changed. Like the core of himself has not changed. He's always been he's always been a nice guy. Now we just talk about, when we talk about poop, it's educational. You know,
Yeah,
it's not
that's
just for jokes, right?
I can
So-
tell that he probably hates this right now, as saying like nice.
He does, yeah.
My hands
He
are
does.
sweaty. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
so uncomfortable right
I
now.
don't like
us-
compliments.
It's like
I'll
going
compliment
Christmas
myself.
shopping.
Yeah, I'll tell you how great I am. You don't have to do it. That's my.
I'm
those
the
are my-
exact same way.
I didn't
That
say
one
you
makes
were-
me uncomfortable.
I didn't say you were great. I just said that you're probably less of an asshole now than you were before. That's
A
all
little
I was
bit.
saying. Yeah.
I've rounded out the hard edges, but it's funny because I remember when I left the Edge and I went and worked at the Fan. So it's like I spent a lot of time sewering people on the radio. It's just what I did. I loved it, and I've always said this, and you can quote me on it. I didn't get up at 4 a.m. to lose, so I used to say awful things about other morning shows all the time just to make them scared. This is my thing, and because I thought I'd be working at the Edge forever. Fast forward when I walk into this new building and I walk into this hallway and it's like lined with pictures of people that I've spent 10 years sewering, like this, like crushing, like hammering them. And I'm walking through the hallway into our first general
karma.
meeting with everybody in the atrium where they're going to introduce me. And it's like, oh, hi.
Just like one,
hi,
there's one clap in the back.
Hi.
It's like
Yeah.
Hi.
just one person.
It is the old adage, right?
We're
It's like, be
hiring
careful
this
who you fuck
guy, eh?
because you could get fucked next. And I'm watching it with Elon and Apple. I don't know if you guys are following that stuff. Elon Musk has spent the last probably 5 years telling everybody to eat his shit, including Tim Cook. Elon Musk is going to get Twitter delisted off of fucking Apple because Tim Cook just doesn't like the guy. Are you watching this fucking stuff? And I want to tell him, I want to phone Elon and go, Elon, let me tell you the time when I was like on the radio and I used to make fun of people and I had to go meet the people I was making fun of and I had to work.
No,
with
you
them.
had to go
It
work
was
with
really,
them.
Yeah, it's really uncomfortable. Super fucking uncomfortable because you have to face those people at some point in time, right? Like he's going to have to fucking figure out whether or not he wants Apple to have Twitter because Apple sent Elon a note this week and they're like, you're not paying attention to our objectionable content policies. Have you seen this? This is really cool. Objectionable content policies. This is Apple, and this is what Elon is saying. Go fuck yourself, Tim Cook. Go fuck yourself. He hates Tim Cook, hates Apple because they're going to be taking this off because Twitter is full of objectionable content now because he's allowed a whole bunch of anti-Semites to get back onto the fucking thing. So the Auschwitz Museum is tracking how suddenly reports of anti-Semitic content are being found within policy at Twitter. So they're fucked, right? You've got a group of people who are like, we don't play around with anti-Semitism, and rightfully so. This is their objectionable content policy. Apps should not include content that is offensive, insensitive, upsetting, intended to disgust, an exceptionally poor taste, or just plain creepy. Examples of content include defamatory, discriminatory, or mean-spirited content. Like, this goes to another fucking level for Apple. They don't want to have anything to do with anybody who's out there trying to make the world a better place. They own it. It's a private entity. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
That includes commentaries about religion, race, sexual orientation, gender, national ethnic origin, and or targeted groups, particularly if the app is likely to humiliate, intimidate, or harm targeted individuals or groups. Well, they're going after the LGBTQ community. They're going after Jews. They're going after a whole bunch of different marginalized groups, and it is being allowed to foment. Now, Tim Cook sent him a letter, and he's like, hey, Elon, I can't keep this app up if you're going to keep this whole fake freedom of speech thing, because he's all about the freedom of speech, which is really his way of disguising hate speech as a Trojan horse, right? What he's saying is we should be allowed to have freedom of speech, and then he's ginning up all his loser friends on Twitter, and they're going, yeah, freedom of speech, fuck Tim Cook. So now it's a campaign against Apple. You want to piss off Tim Cook and Apple? Tim Cook, who is an LGBTQ member in that community, go ahead and do stuff like this. He's going to get Twitter delisted. I talked to two people today, and they said, if he's on there by Friday, if he hasn't cleaned up his shit, which he will not do, you are not going to see Apple have the Twitter app on their store. Same with Google. And where it gets fucking fascinating and really interesting, if you remember this.
Google will follow suit, right?
Well, do you remember Sergey Brin's wife?
I don't know.
Remember the story a couple of months ago we read where
No
Elon
idea.
and Sergey Brin, the founder at Google, were like a big fallout because Elon porked Sergey Brin's wife. Do you remember that?
Oh, I do remember this.
Yeah.
I do remember this.
Oh, he's gonna be off Google soon.
Again, do you remember the story I told you about me acting like an asshole and making everybody scared on the radio in the morning and then having to go work somewhere else and having
Elon's
to make those
walking down
people
that
my
hallway
friends?
of pictures
He's
right now.
going down the hallway of pictures going, oh, what the fuck did I do? Or maybe he's not. What's that? Yeah. Go ahead,
I
Mary.
knocked that guy's wife up. I knocked that guy's wife up. I knocked that guy's wife up.
You know what? He's out of his league, right? Like, and again,
Huge.
I've never been like he's an idiot. I've never been like a guy that has seen as much success as he has. There has to be something to it. Now he's let his ego get away from him, which was probably already there, but I think he probably felt like he needed to harness it at some point in his life. And then at some point he's let the dogs out and he's going crazy, but it's interesting that we talk about how obvious things are, like the Convoy conversation. Wouldn't this be obvious to these people? And then the word cult gets thrown around. Man, there are some people that have done a very good job of convincing themselves of their position in the world, and then they get a rude awakening when they realize maybe I'm not as big as I thought I was. And I think this is where Elon Musk is.
Great point.
He's fucking around in the wrong ring. Like,
yeah,
I'm sorry, Tim Cook is going to destroy him.
Yeah,
And
and
he'll do it very, very quietly. He won't make a big deal out of it.
No,
and he'll
Because
just
he's not that guy.
he'll just dismember the guy slowly, and then Elon Musk will just his power and his influence will just he's done enough damage to himself. But I think Tim Cook is just gonna fast track the process. I think here.
I kind of hope kind of hope it gets taken off Twitter because I hope Twitter gets taken off Apple just so I don't have Twitter on my phone anymore. There's a part of me that's like I kind of want it to just go away very selfishly. Sorry, Ryan.
Go ahead, Ryan.
How does that work if it is deplatformed?
Then there wouldn't be an app on our phones anymore, right?
Yeah. Right now, it'll stay. I think it just will never get updated again. So if they ever issue updates, you'll never be able to re-download it if you buy a new phone or whatever.
I read today that
this will be like Flappy Birds.
Like if you've got I read today like Flappy Birds. No, I read so it's like Flappy Birds. No, that guy went nuts and he like said, "Give me my money." He was mad at Apple or something. I read today that if they delist it from the app, I could be wrong, but if they delist the app from the App Store, that it gets zapped off your phone as well or bricked.
What?
Well, maybe, but because I don't know how that worked with that Flappy Bird app though, because that stayed on everybody's phone and people were selling their phone for thousands of dollars to people that wanted to play the damn game. Yeah. No, what I was going to say is
I kept my phone because of Flappy Birds for years.
Is that what it's called? Flappy Birds?
Yeah, I think I still have one upstairs that actually has Flappy Bird on it. Now that I think I should go check it out. Yeah. Yeah. No, I was going to say he's not impervious as much as you don't want to call him a genius or an idiot or whatever. I don't think he's a genius. I think he's a very smart businessman. He's callous and he's shitty at what he's a shitty person, but he's that's what you need to be if you want to be a capitalist and a successful one at his level. Just fuck everybody around you and make yourself rich. But he's not impervious to that silo mentality that we're seeing with these Convoy idiots, where they surround themselves with people that love the guy. They have sycophants. They have just fucking musketeers, I call them, and they just fucking up his ass, blowing smoke. Right? And so he's not impervious to that getting into his head that he is that guy, when really he's just a hero to a group of people, and it's not a very large group of people. It's just people that think he's
just virgins.
The incel vibe, right? Like it's that crypto
we joke around about it
fucking,
because it's like we joke around about it where we're like, he's just the king of the incels. He is. He really is. He is one of them. That's where he came from, which is why he acts how he acts with this sense of entitlement.
His origin story.
And he literally thinks he has the pedigree of Tim Cook because he's got all the money. And what he did was basically buy Tesla when it was a Lotus with a battery pack, teamed up with a guy named Tom Mueller to do SpaceX. It was Tom Mueller's idea. He went and got the money and became the CEO. He is not a fucking genius. Don't get me wrong.
No, he's just good on Twitter.
Businessman, and he's also fucking terrible on Twitter. He might be the worst follow on Twitter. All he does is whine.
I can't even
whines about what other people have that he doesn't have, puts himself at the center of every fucking story. And to your point, Locke, he's out of his depth. He's got no idea how to negotiate with a guy like Tim Cook, because Tim Cook will eat him for fucking breakfast.
Oh,
he doesn't give a shit. They own all of it. And
the market share, Twitter has a market share of, I think it's just over $2 trillion. Wow. Elon Musk is worth 180 billion. He couldn't buy 1/10 of Apple, and he's threatening this guy.
Yeah,
what is wrong with you?
So fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting too about this whole thing, outside looking in, like I used to say this to band members, like guys that started to get a little bit of success that I knew. I used to say, make sure you keep somebody in the camp that is because you get a lot of yes man around you, right? Like when you start to get a little bit, you get a little bit of roll, you get a little bit of chutzpah, and then everybody is in your ear telling you how great you are, and they're always just trying to stroke your ego. You need that friend you went to high school with that pulls you back down to reality every once in a while, that has the nuts, no matter what your stature is in life or what your perceived stature is in life, to tell you how it is. Yeah.
I think guys like him and Trump don't have those people in their lives, though.
No, and a lot of famous people, a lot of actors, where you see, you know, when you see somebody, they get a little bit of success and they did a couple of good movies.
Yeah.
And then they fire everybody for some fucking unknown reason. And then they do a ton of shit movies. Right. And then they ride that out into the sunset. That's a product of that guy got too big for his britches. Yeah. And everybody that was in his camp was just blowing smoke up his ass on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And they didn't tell him the truth. No, you shouldn't do that movie with the two babies. It's a bad fucking idea.
Now we know what he's talking about. Yeah, Steve Gutenberg.
Anyway, there's so many examples.
I thought you were gonna say it was don't do that movie with when you get a brain injury. This man kidnaps you back to the ski lodge.
Yeah, this is the Sergey Brin story. Elon Musk begged for forgiveness after banging Sergey Brin's wife. Report.
This is total BS.
It's a great listen. This guy did. Yeah, here you go again. Google co-founder Sergey Brin divorced his wife after she apparently had an affair with Elon Musk. Here's why that's bad news for Joe Biden. Who cares if it's bad news for Joe Biden? Bottom line is that Elon Musk is on a fucking heater, and he thinks that he is the guy.
He's untouchable.
He's about to get a fucking rude awakening. And much like Marianne, if Twitter went away tomorrow, literally went away tomorrow, we've got lots of other socials and we have money to be able to buy that stuff. There are people out there who do not. Like, it will kill people.
It will. Yeah,
it will
there's a lot of
destroy businesses, right? Like, it'll hammer people that use it to get information out, government stuff. Like, it's a big fucking deal. So another thing that I read today from Kara Swisher, who's known him for like 20 years,
I don't want
she's
to
like,
see it go.
It's going to happen. She thinks it's going to happen. She thinks they're going to get rid of the app from the Apple Store.
I didn't think it was. Like, even when there were stories about it, he's firing 75. I'm like, he'll figure out something. Like, he'll keep this thing going. And it wasn't until the last couple of days when he started fighting with Apple. I'm like, you are such a moron. You're gonna fucking shit away this $44 billion little pet project of yours to give you this blowhorn because of your ego. You just stepped on your own dick, you loser.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you're going to kill yourself.
Yeah.
What's that one that sounds racist but isn't? Mastodon, or what is it?
Mastodon, yeah.
Yeah, I got to sign up for that one.
Does that sound racist?
Oh, totally. To me, it sounds like I got to learn how to goose step when I sign up for that. I don't know why. Wow. Is it just me?
Is that ignorant of me? I feel so ignorant that it sounds like a dinosaur to me.
Yeah, it does. Because it is.
Actually. No, Mastodon sounds like I need to learn some sort of a chant when I I can't be alone.
No, you are. There's not one of us. At least I don't think that. I think Mastodon is either dinosaur or it's the name of a really shitty rock band.
It's really fucked up though. Don't you know what? There's other platforms out there. That one's really fucking weird.
The best way to describe Mastodon, it's like having to go into a massive warehouse where there's no lights and none of the bathrooms are working, and you got to find people to hang out with.
From 1987. Yeah,
I'm out. I haven't even joined TikTok yet. I'm so angry at all these extra ones. I'm not going to go into Mastodon then.
What? I'm a classic millennial because I don't actually have TikTok. I just watch TikToks that are posted on Instagram as reels instead. Do you do that?
No,
you guys don't have Instagram. Do you?
No, I have Instagram.
Yeah, we do. We have.
I get a lot.
You do, yeah.
I watch a lot of TikTok videos, but I'm not on TikTok. When I shut the door on these things after Flick or whatever it is, when everyone started flipping around
Snapchat.
Yep, and I'm like, I am out. I am done. You are not. And I got really angry because I got bullied. A lot of us in radio. I'm 52. We got bullied into social media. You have to. Oh my God, this is a great way to reach your audience. And then you're fucking working all day because you're
a content creator. Like you are. I have a lot of friends still in it, and I still even voice track still. But it's like you have to be a content creator. That's the job now.
And
right? You're social media. Social media ninja is part of it.
I feel it's constant. I get anxiety about not posting. Like I legitimately, oh my God, I haven't posted. Maybe I'll take a shot on my fucking dog. I mean,
Locke.
God.
Can I tell you a story sorry, Ryan.
Go ahead.
Go, Mary.
I remember the first time that I had created my business. I created my own logo. And this is how I think about working for a company before. I was like, who do I have to check with before I post this logo? Or who do I have to check with before I post this website? It was such a bizarre feeling that I'm like, I just have to check with myself. I'm the only person that I'm the one who makes it. But it's trained into you. It's trained into you that you have to check with everyone before you post anything, before you and that someone's always watching. But when you get to call the shots and when you get it's such a wild and different experience.
Now listen, I don't want to be perceived as complaining about the job that we do because I love what I do. I get up every morning.
I never hear you complain about what you do.
I get excited to go into work. I actually really look forward to this podcast. I truly do. I love doing this. But I do get a little bit of stress revolving around how much there is now involved in just promoting yourself and getting it out, and the lack of control you have over algorithms and it's constantly changing. And if you do that, now you got to put reels up. It's like, fuck off. Like just when I think I've figured something out, something shifts or something. So this is this does not make me look good at all. But I was so angry because we got pressured into it. I felt pressure to get into social media. And I agree. This is an unbelievable tool to have in your hand all day when you do what we do. So I was like, all right, I'll learn Facebook. Okay, I'll learn Twitter. All right, Instagram. And then there was this summer where one of our, I'll say it, millennial announcers on another station in the company wrote this long post and got all this positive attention for taking the summer off from social media. I was like, fuck you guys. That's it. I'm not fucking doing this anymore. So that's when Snapchat was coming out. And I'm like, my mental health is going to be so much better. I'm going to spend the summer not on any of them. And I'm like, well, guess what? Old Locker's not on Slap Fuck, right? That's it. I'm not doing it. And I haven't signed up for Tick, Flick, Snap, Lick. None of it.
I'm proud of you, Locke. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Facebook.
But you have to Marianne's point. Let's take this out of let's stop talking about the news and fun stuff and talk about the business of this, right? Like if you're listening to this, you're watching this, and you're in radio or in traditional media, two things. One, run. The second thing you should do after you run is you got to do all of it. You might not like it. Like you're Locke, no offense to you. You're trained to do, which is why, the staying power that you've had on this podcast for 2 years has been incredible because radio people, most of them, if you said, do you want to do a 2-hour show in the afternoon every day when you're done your 4-hour show in the morning, they'd go, no, not interested. But you get it. Like you understand that there's going to be an end to the way that we communicate and how we get our news and information. You're in a great business and you're very lucky because you're really good at your job in traditional radio, one of the best in the country. You know that. And I tell you that all the time. But you also have embraced the ability to be your own boss, to understand this digital world, how it works, how social media works, how algorithms work, how hashtags work. I'm not saying you understand them, but you make that fucking effort all the time.
I try.
If you're in traditional media, and Marianne is another fucking great example. She and I've had lots of conversations because we all work together. And that conversation is about autonomy. And you become autonomous when you get the gifts that make you autonomous. And you'll get those gifts when you get in and you go, you know what? I need to learn how to edit. I need to learn how to fucking voice stuff. I need to learn how to do social media. I got to be on certain apps, and I got to learn how to make those apps work for me. And then I got to do a spoken word bit, and then I got to write, and I've got to do all of it. So when I tell you to run and then I say do more, I mean you really have to do all of it if you're going to be an effective
a lot of work
content creator. It's not I'm going to show up and be funny and real interesting and everybody's going to fucking love me. Callum McGinnis. He put up a new video today. It's out of this world. He's the best in the country at it. 10-minute video. I bet it takes him days to put it together. But he looks into algorithms. He understands how they work. And he takes charge of his social media. He doesn't look at it like it's a pain in the ass. We laugh all the time about the uselessness and the dirge of social media. My God, it is so important for people that do content to understand how it works and to make it work for you, because it can be your greatest tool. So when we get back to the whole thing about Elon, that's what makes everything so edgy right now, right? Is you've got a bunch of people, like we've got, I don't know, 140,000 followers on Twitter between a couple of accounts. And then outside of that, within the network, it's close to 1 million, 1.5 million. So Twitter goes down. We lose that ability to get to the 1.5 million mark to make sure that we can drive engagement on one app. So what we've done is we've diversified and put a whole bunch of money and effort into all of the other social media shares that we can do, right? Because we're thinking ahead. But more importantly, all of us here get it. There are people who don't. And if you don't understand this space, if you don't take the time to learn about it and how to do it, you're going to never, ever, ever do content after the next 5 years. You just won't, because you won't know how to do it. You're going to have to get other people to do it.
You got a good point.
Do you know how easy it is just to and it's the easiest benchmark to do it? Go to every major market radio station that has a Twitter account right now and look at what their engagement numbers are. Look at the amount of likes they get. I look at like things like Edge 102 right now. When they put a tweet out, it might get 5 likes.
Can I say this though, Lynn?
2 likes.
And I'm not defending radio and
well,
how they handle
let me finish
media.
my point, okay, and then go ahead. Then you look at a guy like me. I came on board. My foray into this arena was through Dean Blundell. I was a fucking nobody when I showed up here. Still am technically. Had 100 followers on Twitter. I now have over 6,000. My engagement is insane compared to most major market radio stations in the country. And I have 6,000 measly followers that just think I post funny tweets and do whatever. Post funny videos, post cool recipes. I post blog posts. I do whatever. But it's a constant wheel that you have to keep feeding. And if you don't feed it, and you see them doing the old, it's like we're living in 2009 where you see, what's your favorite ice cream cone? And it's like, holy fuck, are you serious? Like, are you guys really, that's how you're going to try and drive engagement, is get people to tell you your favorite fucking ice cream cone? It's actually embarrassing. It's embarrassing to see that they can't keep up with a guy like me who's a nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A couple of things are happening though in traditional media. So, and I think I am the product of that. My little rant about being like pressured into it as much as I knew I needed to, it was stressful. And it was something that it was over and above what you would normally do for your day-to-day job. So you treated it as tedious, right?
Right.
So, and when you treat something as tedious and you don't see the benefits of it, you don't put the effort into it that you probably should. And you don't make it what it needs to be engaging. So what ends up, and the other thing too, and listen, I'm telling you right now, radio stations have money. Media outlets have money. The companies that run these platforms know that they have money. You're flying under the radar because you're Ryan Lindley. You're not under the umbrella of anytime we post anything on our radio station. Oh, hold on. No. Dean Blundell, I get that. And someday someone's going to get a sniffer on you and your stuff is going to get stomped on. Because what ends up happening is they know that they have money at that radio station. So they stomp on it and they don't let anybody see it until you boost it and you throw money at it. That's a thing.
I'm even talking about I'm even talking about jocks, not just the station itself, but jocks
are lazy.
But a jock, you'll see jocks that try hard. And you know exactly who I'm talking about. You see jocks that try hard every day, but the problem is everything they're doing is milquetoast and branded and bullshit. They're not being themselves. They're not talking. Exactly. It's not the person. When you know the person, you're like, you tweeted that? You're acting like a 75-year-old grandma on Facebook right now on Twitter. What are you doing?
You're also, but also what ends up happening is you end up playing a role. We just had a conversation with somebody in our building, and I thanked him. I legitimately thanked the head of programming. I said, I want you to know something about how I feel about working here. I want you to know that I am aware of the fact that I'm lucky and that I am one of a very few individuals that gets to do the show he wants to do.
Yeah.
Do you know how few people in this business, in my business, in our business, actually go into work every day and get to do the show they want to do?
Oh yeah. It's from what it used to be.
It's fucking 1%.
Non-existent.
Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
I mean,
hard.
I do know people still who are creating amazing content, who work in radio, who are really trying, who are really being authentic. But I will say that, and actually I'm very excited because my podcast got sponsored. I had people come to me, like really reputable companies come to me, and it's super cool because it's something that I completely created. It's a show that I wanted to make completely on my own. That's 100% authentically me, right? And the fact that people want to buy it, but my point is that I understand that feeling of like, now I get the feeling of doing a show that's exactly me and what I want to do and something I'm super passionate about. I'm not comparing that to anything in the past, but I'm just saying that it's a really cool feeling when you can do it and it's 100% authentic.
You want to suck the life out of yourself? Go into work every day and play a character you're not comfortable.
You're not.
But that's radio, dude.
And do that for 15, 20 years.
That's radio.
Man.
That's radio. That's what radio was. It was you go there, you be someone else that you don't have to be because you feel like shit about yourself, generally speaking. So you want to project this beautiful image of this person that you are, and then you go out and you do it. But that's to Marianne's point. When you get a chance to actually do content that you care about and that you get to do, and then you don't have to worry about some guy behind you going like this, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Or
dude,
when you get to do something that you're
when you're in your head,
that you're happy about, that you enjoy. Marianne is a fucking great example. She's got this podcast called Let's Take This Outside. It's a sponsored podcast. She's a voice worker. She also fills in and still does some on-air stuff. And she's got multiple sorry to sell you out, multiple streams of income. She's her own boss, right? And she does the content that she wants. And if she doesn't want to do it, guess what she does? She probably goes and gets a lemon scone, or she goes for a bike ride.
I was going to say she's a very pleasant guest for a coffee date.
And then she doesn't have someone going, we meet at 10 o'clock about something that you did today? I'd like to tear down your performance to try to make you a better announcer.
No, can we tighten this up a bit?
Yeah, I'd like you to play 2 more songs. I need you to do this. Like it is literally
trying to trigger me
that she'll ever be. No, but you're going to be there too, so you know that.
But back to your point of when you do cross the bridge, that makes it sound like you're dying. But when you do cross that bridge and you decide, say that happens for you, it's
a gondola.
Completely super honest. It is the hardest thing I've ever done. It is very, very hard.
To work for yourself, is it tough?
To work for yourself, to be your own, to be the content creator, to do the social media, to be your own fucking accountant, to be your own it's a lot. You're literally doing I can't the amount of things that you do anyway, but it feels so worth it. It feels so incredibly worth it.
How much more capable are you today than you were 5 years ago?
the things that I can put on my resume now are, but also like it's funny because I took all these skills from radio and I piled on a bunch more, right? And I'm just, but you just keep figuring it out. We are pretty lucky. There's a lot of luck. There are like, it's funny because I remember getting let go and being like, what am I gonna do? I have no other skills. There are so many skills that we took from that industry. Like there's so many skills that I edit like so much audio every single day that I did every day in that studio. I do like so much,
took it for granted.
Voice work's my like main thing that I do, right? So yeah, there's so many skills that you can take, and it's not as scary as you think it is.
I never even thought about putting this on my resume. It's something I probably should do now that we've been doing it for a couple of years.
Yes, dude.
I don't know why I haven't.
I just don't want to be a reference.
I write witty dick jokes, but I know how to put them in bold on the internet.
Okay, hold on. Let me. We've been sucking each other's dicks here. I'll do Lynn's. Okay.
Okay, so, baby.
Lynn's just did a bit for us the other day, and he did it like he got drunk on Sunday night and literally voiced it and sent it to me, and I had it in my inbox on Monday, and I'm like, I'm playing this. So what he did was he did a bit for us. 'Twas the night before cruise. Or before the show or something. I can't remember what you called it.
Yeah, it was like minutes before the show or something. It was about Jimmy and shit. It was really funny.
It was really funny. Lynn's listens to the locker room, so he has a good sense of the characters and everything, and was able to write this quick little piece. And he wrote it, voiced it, shit it out, fired it at me. I literally played it and used it as a promo for these holiday candles that we're selling right now for the Edmonton Food Bank. So I did a little front end and played it in the back end. And we were at the Christmas party on Friday, and one of the producers comes up and goes, because what I've done with this, Marianne, and you know what's happened in radio with the consolidation, right?
I did all your mosquitoes too.
You're on your own. You did the mosquito stuff. You're on your own. So you end up finding people around you that are good writers or good whatever. Like you create this little team, and none of them make any money, but they all want to be involved, right? So that's what I've done with the locker room. Like we got merch, we treat it like our own little radio station. Proud to be a part of the company we're a part of, but you end up trying to
your own brand,
right? You build it. So the producer comes up to me and he sits at the table and he goes, "Hey, that bit you played, 'twas the night." I said, "Oh yeah. This sounds really good. Who's that?" I went, "Just a friend of mine." and so did he write that? I'm like, yeah, he wrote it. Who voiced it? And you go, no, that was him. Is it in radio? No, could have been. Just fucking baffled.
Ryan, did you get paid?
There's three production guys sitting around sweating their asses are sweating like, oh fuck.
You got your own production guy? And he's on radio? No, he does logistics.
I said to him,
you got to invoice for that, dude.
Invoice me.
For that.
That's right. I got to talk to you, Marianne. You got to give me some tips.
I told him, I said, not only that, I have gotten probably 30 things from him this year. He's like,
start invoicing that. God.
Yeah, he's gonna get money. I can't believe
it was good.
It's fucking unbelievable.
Marianne, it was really good. It was fucking
email it to
good.
me, please.
I will.
Please.
It's on Twitter. Actually, Grant actually Cruz tweeted it out. Cruz actually put it out on their socials, on their actual tweets with my voice on it.
That's awesome.
No credit,
I'm so proud of you. That's awesome.
Well, and there was production elements to it.
Oh
yeah,
there's
like
music, crackling fire in the background.
Fire.
We lost Dean like 20 minutes ago.
No, I'm listening intently, and you know what? And I will say this because I know Lachlan has to split, and we might want to start wrapping it up. But it always amazes me how much more talented people are who really just enjoy doing this, right? Mm-hmm. You know,
that's
like
what it is.
You can find people anywhere. Can you find people that love it? Can you find? Because I don't care what you did, where you came from. And that's how we've staffed this whole thing, right? It's just good people who just love doing the stuff. And you've got people that are doing the stuff and getting paid, moderately for it in traditional media who fucking hate it. And then you got Lynn's with his Adobe fucking Smart Cut and his microphone going, I love this. I'll do it for fun because I love creating. And then you've got people who have this entitlement to them going, I don't do that. Other people do that for me. And Ryan is going to be very successful in this industry and with us for a long period of time. as is Marianne, as is Lachlan. And the reason why is because we like it. We enjoy it. We don't care who does the work. We just enjoy making everybody else's day fun, more interesting, and we enjoy doing this. And you know what comes with that? Peace of mind. And you can do it too. If you're out there fucking going, these guys got out of radio, they got out of traditional media, you're still in it a lot because you do a fucking great job. And I know we're all sucking each other's you know what's, but I will say this is believe in yourself. Believe that you can do it and try to do it. And just go and fucking
fake it till
try
you make it.
Just go and do it. Kevin Smith told me that once.
That's what I did.
We were sitting around talking about Clerks, and I'm like, why'd you do Clerks? He goes, because I wanted to make a movie, and so I just did it. And I didn't care if it was good. I didn't care if it was bad.
Here, I got
just
that
wanted
for you.
to
It's right
do
here.
it. And the more you do it, the better it gets, right? Oh, yeah.
I just picked that name up for you.
And the interesting thing about I feel bad for a lot of people in radio because I think what's happened is the joy of the business has been beaten out of them with the consolidation over the last 20 plus years, right? And
it's
so
hard, it's hard to see. It's hard to see.
It's hard to watch.
It's hard to see. Yeah.
And again,
Actually, you know what? I've got the copy here. Do you want me to read it to you? What I did for him? It's very short.
It's funny. Yeah, read it. You have to read it.
You want to
hit it?
You want to hear it? Okay.
Hit it.
Okay. Like I got to get back into character.
I'm so excited for this.
'Twas the night before showtime, not yet on the air. The boys quietly prepping the day's content with care. Grant checking traffic and Locke writing sports. James barges in pants made from shorts. Huffing and puffing and grunting for breath, when suddenly wafts a stench worse than death. He mutters a grievance of a slow-moving bus, while the odor takes hold, an existential musk. There's no time to query, the mics are now hot. The lads power through, like it or not. Now in commercial, not sure what to do, Grant smells his own armpits and checks the soles of his shoes. A futile effort Locke already knows. He's driven with Jimmy, he knows how this goes. That smell, omnipresent, can drive one to madness, derived from the depths of the wretched den of sadness. And that was a promo for the candles.
Okay. As a voice actor, that was incredible for someone who doesn't do that
on the fly. Yeah,
and that's why the
That's
prod guy
incredible.
came up to me and went, "What was that?"
It was the prod guy going like this. Can you make sure that he never applies for a job here?
So good.
So good. Now, can I just add one more thing, and then I will pull the pin and let you.
Yeah,
guys
don't
wrap
you
up?
have to go?
Yeah,
I do. I had to go 15 minutes.
You're the one with the heart out.
20. Yeah, you're like yelling at us when we got here.
20 minutes ago.
I got a heart out.
The one thing that I've said this to Dean, the reason why I keep coming back to this madness every day is because I feel like that this has made me a better broadcaster. And there was a note in there from a friend of mine that's no longer in radio, just recently got shit canned. And he was a programmer and was asked to leave and got a buyout and Naked Cheese Whiz. And Naked Cheese Whiz brought up a really good point. Radio was fun and we got into it because it was supposed to be fun. It's not fun anymore. Something happened along the way and I don't know what happened. And I hope maybe they get it back because this is a great industry. And Marianne said something very interesting. And I got to remind Dean of this all the time because Dean shits on traditional radio quite a bit. Well, not always, but almost every fucking show. Marianne mentioned that there were skills and things that she learned and took with her in her new career path, and she's benefiting from that knowledge. And I believe that to be the case. I believe that we have learned a lot through what we did in this industry and are still doing in this industry. And there's a lot of value added to the podcasting world, right? And I think that both could learn from each other. And that's the interesting thing about the podcasting side of things for me is that there's this, I think back to my salad days and Power 97 and this group of people, and we were all in like all for one and one for all. And we did no money, but we came up with great ideas. We own that fucking city. We couldn't go anywhere without somebody buying us a drink or wanted to be just part of the group. And that's what I feel like we've done here with this podcast thing. And I feel like I'm a part of it. And I think Dean has created that energy that radio used to have. And I hope you don't lose that moving forward because this thing is growing and is going to get out of hand here down the road. And this is an important part of this business. This
Fun.
you know, on a 9 o'clock at night, I know 4 or 5 beer in, I can call Lynn's and get an idea on something. I can bounce something off of you know, Dean. Like we've created this sort of team in this environment, and it's added to the creative sort of side of this business for me. And,
Look,
and I wanted
if
to
you
say
need
that
a girl,
out loud.
if you need a girl's opinion, you can call me anytime too.
That's not happening.
Marianne,
anytime
awesome.
soon. Yeah. Just so you know, he will say that, but he won't be calling you.
Oh, that's okay.
I will drunk text Marianne. No fucking problem with that.
Yes.
Those are
that
the
is
best.
Lachlan Cross, 957 Cruise FM in Edmonton, gainfully employed at a great radio station, one of the good ones, one of the best morning shows in the country. Listen to him every single weekday morning, 957cruisefm.ca. That is my friend Marianne Iveson. She's got a podcast called Let's Take This Outside, and it's a good one. Make sure you upload, download, subscribe to her podcast anywhere you get your fine podcast. She's a certified beauty. So make sure that you download her podcast. If you're an outdoorsman, who do you have on the next one? Have you done the next one?
December is all about cross-country skiing. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, because you're a cross-country skier.
It's about getting outside and choosing the right cross-country skis.
Oh, okay. Can't wait. Really appreciate you being here. Thanks, Marianne.
Thanks, guys.
Follow Marianne, too, on Twitter, at MA on the air. She's awesome, and that is my friend Ryan Lindley. Good to see you today, friend.
Good to see you, too, my man.
You all right?
Oh, I'm great.
Yeah,
I'm great. We got some fun cheese stuff coming this week, too. Speaking of content, we got the biggest post-production thing we've ever done, and it's coming up. Hopefully, it'll be out by this weekend. We'll premiere it on YouTube, and it's going to be a good time. Oh my God, it is so funny. Like I didn't realize, like, you know, when you're in it, you don't really
realize how awesome you are. Yeah.
Well, you don't realize how funny some of the shit that came up in that conversation. We were there for hours. Like Dean and I were at the Cheese Boutique for like 5-6 hours. And
I don't think people, just to let everybody know, Cheese Boutique isn't something you want. No, don't be sorry. Cheese Boutique isn't something that's like, oh, it's a little store. It's a whole section of Toronto.
Yeah, it's
like
it's literally like it's its own entity. It's its own like biosphere. I think that's actually what Afram called it, was a biosphere, and it is. It's a street's worth. It's like being in a farmer's market. That's like Disneyland for fat guys. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
But my point was all the funny conversations that we had while learning about cheese. I had no idea. Like half of those happened because there was cameras everywhere, right? So there was stuff that I said that you didn't hear, and stuff that you said that I didn't hear, and I was able to finally sit down and mash all this. And again, back to everybody's point, we're doing this on our own. We don't have editors. We don't, so we make it our own. Like this is our baby, right? So it's going to be great. Make sure you watch it when it comes out this weekend. It's going to be really, really good. And
can't wait.
And visit cheeseboutique.com. And if you enter promo code Blundell right now in there, you get 20% off. They reached out and they said that they were hooking our listeners up. So
20% off Blundell. That's your promo code. Cheeseboutique.com. Super easy. Go there. Massive butcher shop. They got the best selection of cheese in the world. They're the hosts for Ben Affleck's cheese. Yes, they have Batman's personal cheese collection.
Meghan Markle's
cheese. But they've got like a mercantile store. They've got Jelly Belly sections. They've got the spreads from the world. They got crackers you've never seen before. They got a candy section. They got a meat section. They got a butcher shop with Wagyu, anything you want. It is unbelievable. And like I said, it's a whole section of town. But like you said, Blundell promo code, 20% off your entire order. Cheese Boutique. Make it a Cheese Boutique Christmas, you beautiful people.
Oh yeah. And they ship too. So you don't have to be in like right in Toronto. They'll ship like in the outskirts. They go to Hamilton, they go to Cambridge, they go to Muskoka, they go all over the place. So check it out.
All right, okay. Great to see you. Appreciate it.
See you tomorrow.
Talk to you soon. That's Ryan Lindley from the Lynn's Report. Download and subscribe that as well. It's a great little featurette, if you call it a featurette. Features are long. Featurettes are shorter. It's like a novel's a longer book. A novella is a shorter book. I don't know if you know that. I read a short book the other day, and it's like, my friend's like, how did you like that novella? And I'm like, what do you mean novella? It's like the book. I go, it was great. Why'd you call it a novella? He goes, it's a smaller book. I'm like, 49, had no idea. The things you learn when you read. Weird. Anyway. Have a great day, everybody. Appreciate you being here. Don't forget, big thank you and a hi to our guys over at cantork.com. If you're looking for an industrial tooling solution. These are your guys. They're from Edmonton, Alberta. Canadian-made torque wrenches. They make rugged, hardworking, beautiful torque wrenches. Canada's leading industrial tool experts, offering you the very best in sales, service, rental, calibration, maintenance, custom fabrication of industrial torque tools. No matter the scale of your bolting project, these guys have your solution. My friend Colin Livingston's the CEO. He's going to be on the show next week. He's also like a certified racing freak. He races with Alex Tagliani. So he's got the inside scoop on things that fasten and loosen. These are industrial strength torque tools. So if you've got an industrial application and you need a loosener or fastener and you can't figure it out, these guys make it in Canada, then hand deliver it, show you how it works, and they're awesome. Canadian-made guys, manufactured here in Canada, support Canada all the time, as you should. Go to cantorque.com for more information. Also, hi to our friends at kivlaw.ca. Wonderful people, defense attorneys that will fight for your right to stay free and for your right to learn from what you've gone through, learn from the things that you're dealing with legally. Defense attorneys, hard to find really, really good ones. Rob is one of the best. Southern Ontario's best defense law team. Go to kivlaw.ca today for more information, or just email Robert if you're up against it. Doesn't matter what it is. Did you get popped for something you shouldn't have done? Did you get popped for something you did and you shouldn't have done? Or maybe you didn't do anything. I mean, geez, there's a million reasons why you need good legal representation. Rob's the best. He's my friend, and he's going to make sure he helps you out. Make sure you tweet him. Kivlaw on Twitter, and you can also find him online. Email him, robert@kivlaw.ca. And, of course, at Ed's Fine Imports, wherever we be about your gitch. Love your gitch. I love Ed's underwear. Haven't said that for a long time. But, Ed, great, great, great underwear. Canadian-made boxer briefs, pouch in the front, super soft, super breathable. Not only the made in Canada, designed in Canada for Canadians, so the sizing is perfect, right? You don't want to go to a different country, say maybe in the East, get a pair of underwear there. They're not going to fit you. We're Canadian. So these things are made for us. They come in a multitude of different colors. You want a free pair of underwear from Ed, all you got to do is order 3. He'll send you a free pair with Gitch3, that is your promo code. Again, Ed's Fine Imports, Gitch3, that is your promo code. Check them out today. Thank you to Ed, and Merry Christmas. Order a pair for your loved ones. Order 4 pairs of Gitch. You'll get the 3rd for free, maybe the 4th. I don't know. But what I can tell you is that they're the best underwear on the fucking planet, so you need a pair of them. Order from edsfineimports.com. Gitch3 is your promo code. That'll get you a free pair. You're welcome. Then you'll never turn around again. You'll never go back to another pair of underwear. Absolutely guaranteed. That's it. Have a great day. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for being part of the program. Don't forget, you can get everything we do at deanblundell.com. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's Dean Blundell Show on YouTube, Twitch, Dean Blundell TV on Twitch, and anywhere you get your fine audio podcasts as well. Google, Apple, Spotify, etc., etc., etc. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye.